the second consecutive season, the River Valley Vikings are in a district semifinal, and District 11 Player of the Year Carson Smith and company want to make their mark on River Valley basketball and not only get back to that final, but win a district championship. One more step in their way, though, is the Lyndon McKinley Panthers, the Columbus City League North Division champs, who want to get their nets cut this weekend. We got all the action coming your way on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have, with pregame coming your way next.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We welcome you into the Matthews family of dealerships pregame show for this Division II district semifinal between number 2 seeded River Valley and number 7 seeded Lyndon McKinley. Hello everybody, my name is Travis Berardi, alongside a guy that knows a lot about not only Marion County basketball but River Valley basketball, and that is Mark Bollinger. And Coach, the round of 64. We finally made it. The teams that have earned their way into the tournament, they're here, and they want to get to this weekend in a district championship.
Well, they're here, and it's a great opportunity for both these squads. Get a win tonight, and you advance to the round of 32 and a chance to win a district championship Saturday afternoon at Central Crossing High School.
We're here at Big Walnut High School. We actually had a D1 district semi before us, Westerville South and Delaware. Delaware with the big win, but this place was packed, and split session, everybody left. Some of the Delaware fans came back in. About half capacity, but still, this should be a fun one tonight. Let's get right into the Matthews family of dealerships pregame show. Take a look at the Lyndon McKinley team spotlight. 17-6 under head coach Kevin Darthan Jr. The Columbus City League Conference, the North Division champs, but you all know the story. They played their 22 games. They could not play in the city championship game. Therefore, they couldn't cut down nets in the regular season.
Well, and what's so disappointing is in Columbus City League, that City League championship game to a lot of the schools is just like winning a state championship. It is so important, and due to some scheduling mistakes, they scheduled 22 regular season games that they played. So although they won that North Division championship, they were unable to go and represent the North Division in that championship game. So Lyndon's got a little bit of bitterness in their mouth, trying to prove that, hey, we could have got there and won it. Let's see if we can do something on the tournament trail and maybe get ourselves a district title.
And one of those players that will have to do that to help them win tonight is a first-team Division II Central District selection, and Phillip Towns. He leads the way, 22 points per game.
Well, Phillip is an exciting player. He loves to get it done on the defensive end, creates offense off of his defense. He's going to be in attack mode tonight, trying to get downhill to the basket. He's going to be the guy that creates offense for other players for this Lyndon McKinley group.
Lyndon McKinley, for River Valley fans, they beat Beechcroft in 2 close games. Well, guess who won? Who River Valley defeated in their sectional championship, they handled Beechcroft. So to go off of that, hey, they got a shot. They won by 12 in that game. They had a 20-point lead, but they just didn't want to foul. They let him hit a couple of shots. But River Valley, they would have been the MOAC champs if it wasn't for another stellar squad in D2 by the name of Shelby.
Well, yeah, Shelby has kind of ruled the MOAC the last 5 or 6 years, but River Valley put together an impressive season, finished tied for second in MOAC. Great season, 18-5, but they're hoping that that's not done. They want to continue on here, and they've got a chance here in tournament time to do something really, really special.
We want to welcome everybody watching live and free this evening on the OH Report, this Marion County game of the night. Let's throw it down to the court for the playing of our national anthem. Just about ready to go here inside the Matthews Family of Dealerships pregame show. Now let's take a look at the player spotlight for the home team on the scoreboard, the River Valley Vikings. It is last year's MOAC Player of the Year, this year's at least D2 District 11 Player of the Year, D2 overall Central District first teamer. That is Carson Smith. Phenomenal player, and once again, if it wasn't for a kid named Alex Bruscotter, he'd have that MOAC Player of the Year once again. One of the best players, not only in the MOAC, but in our area. Great kid, and just an all-around good basketball player.
Well, Carson's a 3-level scorer. He can definitely shoot the ball from the perimeter. He has a nice mid-range game, and he can get to the basket and attack. Currently sitting second in all-time points in River Valley school history. Depending on how deep this tournament run comes, he may make a run at that that River Valley individual scoring title.
That's a big number too. I know knowing all the greats that have come through, not only that in Marion County, but just a phenomenal basketball player. And also in the Central District, I do like Booker from Pleasant. Despite breaking his leg, they still gave him a first team all-district honor because he deserved it. Pleasant would possibly still have a chance of being playing right now if it wasn't for him getting hurt.
Well, yeah, the Spartans went down to Heath and played a really competitive ball game that night, and of course that's without Booker. But obviously, congratulations to him and all the other area first team and second team honorable mention individuals on great seasons. The accolades were very well deserved. But now let's put the accolades aside.
Absolutely.
And let's see if this team can get themselves on to the next round.
Just like last night, a team that was about 10 miles away from River Valley, the North War Golden Knights, the D4 Central District Player of the Year. Grant Bentley comes on in the fourth quarter. They get to a district championship, and now River Valley trying to be the second team within a 10-mile radius to punch their names into the round of 32. Let's take a look now at our keys to victory as the players are being announced on the floor. First, McKinley coach, attack the basket and force turnovers.
Well, if you've watched River Valley all season long, you know that when you are trying to get to the basket, you cannot go east and west versus the Vikings. They're extremely physical and aggressive on the ball, and if you try to go side to side, they're going to just push you out to where they want you to go. So for Lyndon McKinley, it has to be straight line drives. It's got to be off the first bounce. You've got to beat that first defender and get to the basket.
Starters for Lyndon McKinley tonight: Emmanuel Towns, Phillip Towns, Kevin Darthand III, Sean Curry, and Donald Milton. As now, the home team on the court. Let's take a look at the keys to victory for those Vikings of River Valley. What do you have them need to do to win tonight, Coach?
Well, the first one is create tempo. River Valley, in this matchup tonight, they don't have to do anything special. They just have to play River Valley basketball. They love to get up and down. This is a team that they're playing tonight that'll probably want to run with them, and that's exactly what the Vikings want. But then most of all, stay in the moment. If you look around the state and you look at the path that River Valley has to a potential run to Dayton in the Final Four, that path has just opened up. The top teams in the state, in Shelby, in Lexington, and Lutheran West, they're all up in the Northwest.
They're going to Bowling Green.
Yep, and then you have Ursuline and some of those teams up in the Northeast, Kettering Alder, Southwest. The path is wide open through Athens. That's why Coach Brown jumped in here. I know you could have potentially Bishop Hartley, or Granville after a win tonight, but the path is there for the Vikings to make a run to the state, but you've got to take it one game at a time. Win tonight, worry about Saturday on Saturday.
One game at a time, survive and advance. The starters for River Valley tonight: Carson Smith, Sawyer Weston, Chase Ebert, Chase Smith, and Aiden Kenny. The head coach of River Valley is Rodney Brown. The head coach for Linden McKinley, Kevin Darthand Jr. I love this time of year. I'm on my 15th game in 16 days, and I don't care. I am enjoying every bit of it. And for you folks, you Linden McKinley folks, you folks in Marion County, once we get to this moment, we go homer a little bit. This is going to be a River Valley stream tonight, so you might see me get a little animated like I was last night with North Warp, but that is why we love our area teams, and we want to see them succeed just like that.
Here we go.
I say more?
Here we go.
Smith for three, it's 3-0.
Well, that's what you're going to see out of Linden McKinley. They're a team that has to force turnovers. They're not the kind of team that's going to sit down and really guard and grind it out. They're going to trap, try to do some different things. River Valley's going to get open shots tonight. It's just a matter of if they make them.
Just underway, first possession now for Linden McKinley. Towns loses the handle but gets it to Emmanuel Towns. In the lane, floats it up and in. Tough shot, it's 3-2.
Now usually you see a little 1-2-2 kind of trap here from Linden McKinley. They love to gamble, kind of isolate on one-on-one and see what they can do to create turnovers.
Smith gets it into the corner, and Kenny back out to Carson. Carson closely guarded by Curry, but takes it up off the glass, just off the mark, deflected out of bounds, and it will go back to Linden McKinley. And let's take a look at our first replay of the night, brought to you by The Agency. It's just, that hesitation. He had enough space. He got the bucket.
Yeah, a little bounce just happened to go their way right to a Linden player, and Emmanuel Towns was able to get it to go. Vikings come out man-to-man. Look for Carson Smith to really help off a lot in the post.
Milton in the corner.
Linden McKinley is not a mid-range kind of shooting team. It's either threes or dribble drives to the basket. So look for them to really attack the basket, try to pitch it out for a three. Instead, we get transition.
Smith, is he going to take off? Puts it in. Smart play. He was getting caught from behind, but it looked like at first he wanted to dunk that, but he goes for the layup. He has 5 points. It's 5-2.
Well, good decision. In regular season, yeah, throw that thing down if you can, but in tournament time, take the layup, take the points, extend the lead to 3.
Darthand to third, gets it off to Towns. Towns going to drive it in the lane, deflected out of bounds. It'll stay, and we'll take a look at that steal and bucket from Carson Smith.
Yeah, Carson just didn't have enough space. Maybe another step clear, and he would have tried to throw that one down for the Vikings.
But he was strong with it, didn't get it deflected, and it's 5-2. Towns into the corner, deep three, off the back iron, no, but a long rebound to Milton. Milton takes it in, blocked though by Smith.
Well, Carson Smith has showed up tonight. He's ready to go. First 5 points on the offensive end and a block there.
Works it around, back out front, they'll reset.
And with this Linden Ball Club, they haven't played a lot of teams that have the kind of guard size that River Valley has. With Chase Ebert and Carson Smith, the Vikings have a distinct advantage in height and strength at the guard position. That's what he's going to do. He's got the size advantage. He's just going to elevate, pull the trigger, and boom, 8-0.
Carson Smith 8, Linden McKinley 2. And talking to him, we filmed the Joe show down there. Last year, they were happy getting to the district final. This year, they want to get on a run. They know they have the pieces. They played a very tough schedule. They played Shelby. They should have beaten Shelby at River Valley. We're not going to get back into that. But they should be at least co-champs in the MOAC, as that's How did that go in?
Well, great shot there by Towns. Was able to drive it baseline. Got the foul and the and one possibility here.
Foul's going to go against Chase Smith. But as I was saying, they're not happy just being here this year like they were last year. It was the first taste they've ever had. This year they've had that taste, but they want more.
They want more, and like I said, the path is there for them. And now after the made free throw, you see Linden extend the floor a little bit. Towns trying to work Chase Ebert up the floor.
Ebert breaks it, takes it in the lane, fouled, and it'll be underneath as we take a look once again at that. Just great balance with the shot.
Yeah, great individual effort there by Towns.
Fouls against Phillip Towns.
I think he's feeling it. There's 10.
I think, oh man, 10-5. Ball deflected out. We'll take a look at the replay.
Well, you know, on paper, a lot of people were looking at this and going, okay, this Linden McKinley squad 16-6, and take nothing away from them because obviously they did a great job, but they also had the fourth weakest strength of schedule as far as opponents' winning percentage in the entire Central District. So this is a team that hasn't played a lot of good basketball clubs, and coming in tonight, you know that River Valley is going to show up and play, with good energy, good effort, and so far the Vikings are off to a great start.
They had an offensive board, but they also have a give up. Into the lane, puts it up, off the glass, no offensive board, put back and in. Ebert. Great job by River Valley as always. You have that trailer. That's about the fourth rebound for River Valley tonight. The second turnover on Linden McKinley. They have 3 rebounds so far. Towns crosses over, takes it in off his foot. He all-eat it out of bounds. Take a look at the last bucket. They're a little too late on the last bucket, but it was a turnover.
So third turnover here in the first 4 minutes for Linden McKinley. The Panthers are not going to be able to turn it over if they're going to have a chance to win this one tonight.
Referee having a quick conversation with Chase Ebert. I think he might have a scratch on him. So a bit of an injury timeout. Allow us to say hello to everybody watching live and free tonight. Already 150 of you watching. Sam Plott. I like this color commentary guy. Very insightful. There you go. You get some compliments already. We'll get back to the comments here in a little bit. Ebert gets across the lane, and he's going to get fouled. That's going to be the second foul already on Phillip Towns.
Yeah, and that's trouble for Linden McKinley. Towns has to stay on the floor, though, 12-5. There's no way that you can take him out of the game and hope to stay in it.
Smith gives it to him, this time a little bit guarded so he couldn't go right back. He spins, he puts it up, in and out. I thought that was going through, but the rebound goes to Towns.
Well, the night he's had, he might as well try it.
Absolutely.
Again, the Vikings switching all those perimeter ball screens away.
Curry takes the pass, nearly throws it away, deflected out, it'll stay, but a nice play there by Ebert as we have gone past the midway point of this opening quarter.
Yeah, just so far, Linden McKinley is just on their heels. The Vikings' pressure defense is just really getting to them, pushing them out of their comfort zone. Everything is contested. Linden just not real sure what they want to do. And so much of their offense is predominantly drive and score, drive and pitch. And when you're putting so much pressure on the basketball, you're not giving that up. Now we're going to see Linden run their first set of the game here.
And Coach Brown talking to him during the first game tonight here said this is a very fast team. If they can get out, if they can get to the lane without being guarded, they're going to score. But River Valley's just giving fits. 3 up in the air off the back iron. And a nice save there, taken out by Chase Smith. Ahead to Carson, and he's fouled.
Well, and that's what Linden does not have, is they don't have an inside game, and so River Valley doesn't really have to respect any kind of post presence, so they can just push completely out on those perimeter players.
Fouls on Emmanuel Towns, his first, the team's third of this first quarter. First free throw good. And a timeout, Linden McKinley. You could not have asked for a better start by River Valley. This is a Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group timeout. Looking to buy or sell, call Krista Smith at 740-225-2615. Yeah, that's a new thing we got here. We got timeouts being sponsored.
Well, hey,
I do want to thank also, before you get into it, I want to thank the Matthews Auto Group and Krista Smith. I know Coach Brown reached out to try and get some sponsors so we could be here, and those two were huge for us.
Well,
now I'll let you
yes,
go, Coach.
Krista Smith obviously doing the real estate, but tonight she gets to be a mom. And
yes,
yes, very proud mom of.
I wonder who she's the mom
of two outstanding basketball
Absolutely.
players. So, Krista and Bo, obviously very proud parents here supporting their boys tonight and the rest of the Vikings.
So, like I said, a very good start for River Valley. 13-5 here. They have been suffocating on the defensive end. A couple acrobatic shots are the reason why Linda McKinley's even on the board right now. And then Carson Smith playing like the first team Division II All-District honoree.
Yeah, yes, and from Linden's perspective, I'm really curious to see after this free throw attempt go down the other end, when they come back, if they're going to change up defenses. They have played a 1-2-2 three-quarter court and 1-2-2 half-court trap all season long. I know that they were afraid of River Valley's ability to get the ball out of the trap and shoot it, but you have to do what you do well, and right now what they're doing, just trying to play man, just isn't working.
Carson Smith 12, Lyndon McKinley 5. 14-5 here as we hit 2:30 left in the opening quarter. Skip pass into the lane, Euro step back out to Towns. Phillip for three short, rebound out to Chase Ebert. Ebert now out and running, crosses over, gets into the lane, kicks it left side. Sawyer Weston for three off the back iron, no. Ball deflected around and taken out by Lyndon McKinley. Towns again, he's going to get bumped and fouled. It'll be the second team foul on River Valley, and Sawyer Weston called for his first. That's something else with D2 basketball. Like I said, I did a D4 game that was low scoring. This thing's back and forth. I might not have a voice or any breath left after this quarter.
That's okay.
This is
you have time to recover
quality.
Tomorrow.
Well, I'm at a regional semifinal at Perry. Loudonville girls looking to get to the Elite Eight. And the way they score the basketball, I won't be able to talk either. They average 70 points. They're like River Valley. They average 70 points per game.
And again, you just see one-on-one. It's just one-on-one with River Valley helping. Lyndon just has no idea what kind of offense to run to try to get something, and instead, on the other end,
his way in.
Chase Ebert.
Ebert does it on the football field. He does it on the court, too. That's his fourth at 16-5. Answer, no good, but a long rebound. Floats it up off the back iron, no. Ebert gets it. And a quick throw out to Smith, but unable to grab it. It'll be a turnover, River Valley. Good idea, just a little off.
Yeah, right, and you know, again, this goes back to exactly what River Valley wants. They want this kind of tempo with Lyndon McKinley. Now you watch Lyndon come down the floor here. They're trying to go 5-out offense, spread the floor, but River Valley switching every perimeter ball screen. There's just not enough movement where it's one-on-one in Lyndon's eyes, but in reality it's more like 1-on-4 because River Valley's just sitting there helping and waiting.
Patient basketball. And that, I think, is a foul that's created by Lyndon McKinley. It looked like Smith got by, and then Towns called for we'll get two free throws. And, yeah, you saw Smith went with the two hands down there. You're going to get called anytime, even if it's not that much contact. You see that swipe down, the referee's going to call it.
Right, and that's the one area that Carson struggled in a little bit this year. He's gotten a lot of foul trouble in that opening round win over Beechcroft. He got his third foul in the third quarter. Chase Smith, his little brother, buries 3 big threes in the quarter while he's sitting, just being smart, not committing silly fouls. But you know, you're almost at the quarter end. He's only committed one, so he's still in pretty good shape on that side of things.
So Towns misses the first, hits the second, 1 for 2, makes it a 10-point game. As Donald Milton checks back in, he'll replace Towns.
And now you're going to see Lyndon starting to change up a little bit.
1-2-2.
Back to the 1-2-2 three-quarter court press. River Valley's
quick passing. That's how you beat it, and they do it easily.
And they've got good size to see over that with Ebert and Smith, and they're just going to be able to
skip past three. Nothing but nylon Beautiful passing. Anybody out there watching, it's a basketball fan or a young player, the way you beat a press, the way you get open shots, quick passing, find the open man, and that is exactly what happens as Chase Smith now gets on the board.
Yep, and that's what it's all about. That second or third pass out of the trap ends up usually being a diagonal skip for an open three. It's exactly what the Vikings got, and they were able to finish it.
Up and under won't go, and Smith gets the board. Quickly ahead. Into the lane, block, but it's a foul from behind. We'll get 2 free throws here with 23.6 left in the opening quarter. Chase Smith looking to make it 5 straight points for himself. The foul is on Darhard III, his first. Chase hits the first.
It's good to see the free throws going down tonight. In that opener against Beechcroft, the Vikings struggled a little bit from the free throw line. Tonight, so far, 3 for 3.
Chase, a 73% free throw shooter, hits both. Carson Smith will get a minute and 25-second break as he sits down for the final moments of the first quarter. A 21-point quarter for River Valley. It's 21-6 as Lyndon McKinley's going to at least try and hold for the final shot. They'll get possession to start quarter number 2, so they'd like a 2-for-1 here. 3 in the air, off the iron, no. Rebound out, heave at the buzzer. Just off the backboard, no good. But River Valley, what a start for them. They lead at 21-6 in this Division II district semifinal.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
One quarter in the books here from Big Walnut High School. The River Valley Vikings out to a 21-6 lead. Travis Berardi back here with Coach Mark Bollinger. You couldn't have asked for a better quarter.
A great start for the Vikings. Came out on fire, just blistering the net. 7 of 9 from the field in the first quarter. Lyndon McKinley just 2 of 11. But again, I'm going to start with for the Vikings on the defensive end. They're doing such a good job in that help side that it is almost like Lyndon is seeing a zone behind that ball pressure in their man defense. And Lyndon, just quite honestly, they just don't have the shooters to match up.
And as you say that, they hit a 3 that was needed by Emmanuel Towns, makes it 21-9, but I know exactly what you mean. When you can play, oh, good Lord, right back at you by Ebert.
Yeah, but that's the shot that River Valley's going to give them, a contested 3, go ahead and shoot it, and then Chase Ebert's going to quickly just go the other way and get to the rack and answer.
23-9. Step back 3 for another answer, won't go. Rebound comes out to Aiden Kenny. Gets it right side. 3 in the air again, too strong this time though, taken out by Phillip Towns. Just underway second quarter.
Lyndon does not want to get into a 3-point shooting contest with River Valley.
Didn't they have 16 against Bloom Carroll? It was something crazy like that. And their blowout went over, at the time, number 2 versus number 4 in the RPI.
Yes.
Maybe it was 12 or 6, but it seemed like they can shoot lights out when they want to.
And they're going to shoot a bunch of them.
Darthead 3 is going to try the 3. No good, but an offensive board by Curry. Curry kicks it back out to Towns, and they'll reset here with 6:30 left in the half. Towns drives in, loses the handle, taken out by River Valley. Ahead to Smith. Gets the defender past him and easily puts it up and in.
And you see some of the Lyndon players just not even hustling back, barely got to midcourt. Vikings transition game just paying dividends so far.
Darthead into the lane. They're going to give him the bucket and the foul.
And there's number 2 on Carson Smith.
He got that's one of those times where they got too far into the lane. That's what they need to do if they want to try and get back into this, is they need to get into the lane. River Valley's doing such a great job preventing that, but those lapses are what they need to take advantage of.
When Linden catches the ball on the perimeter, they're trying to make a dribble move between the legs or some kind of move before the ball even gets on the floor. I mean, they've got to clip the hip and attack right away. Attack the outside of that knee, attack the hip, and get downhill if you're going to do something. Because, again, you're playing right into River Valley's strength. They love for you to try to put the ball on the floor and go east and west.
Towns has 5. Both Towns combined for 9 of the 12 points. Darthead has 3. River Valley blank on that possession. Back comes Lyndon McKinley. Look to start a run here, down 25-12. Emmanuel Towns into the lane again. Scoops it, no, and Smith comes out with the board. You're going to see a lot of this, too, where they're trying to create the fouls by those head movements and things like that. Inside to Kenny. Now to Smith. He's bumped, won't get it to go, but he's fouled, and he will get 2 more shots.
A good take there by Chase Ebert. Drove it down the lane. The defender slid over. Quick little dump pass over to Aiden Kenny, who makes the extra one to Carson Smith. Carson gets fouled. He's going to step to the line.
Emmanuel Towns called for, well, actually, it's Curry called for his first foul, as Carson Smith hits the first free throw of 2. Carson, an 80% free throw shooter this season, one of the best in the MOAC. Thank you for making me look good. He's 4 for 4 so far.
He's a pure shooter. Great shooting stroke, stepped the line with confidence. 27-12, Vikings up by 15 here. A little over 5 minutes to go.
And Carson Smith, 16 of those points. Darthead to third. Straight away to Emmanuel Towns. He loses the handle, another turnover. Quickly out ahead to Weston. Weston loses it himself, gives it back. Now to Milton.
Well, Milton's a guy that usually gets some corner threes, but he hasn't even got a look tonight.
And another foul. This one's going to go against Chase Ebert.
Again, it's just Towns creating in one-on-one situations.
That'll be Ebert's first. Team's second of the quarter.
Phil Towns at the line shooting 2.
But yeah, that time Towns was able to get some contact as well. Ebert was just a little too much into his face. First free throw good. 14-point River Valley lead on the Matthews family of dealerships scoreboard.
Well, it's 2 straight tournament games where the Vikings have just come out, on fire. On Saturday against Beechcroft, jumped out to a 12-0 lead after the first quarter. Got it up to 14-0 before Beechcroft made a run to get it to 19-17. And Beechcroft just got into attack mode and really got up and was physical with the Vikings. But you're not seeing that out of Linden. They're playing a little bit softer, not really being that aggressive defensively. But here comes the trap and the easy look for the Vikings.
Kenny got it stripped out, but a great play by Towns. However, he was out of bounds, and it'll stay with River Valley.
And that's exactly what you want to do. That second pass out of the trap. First pass out of the trap, catch, face, you're going to get something easy. And that's exactly what happened there.
And the refs are going to have a discussion with the players. And I will say, a very fair refereeing crew tonight.
Absolutely.
A lot better compared to what I saw last night. We'll just stick it at that. Smith with a rare miss. Out in transition, a 3-on-1. Missed the layup. Offensive board put back up and in. And McKinley on a bit of a run as Darthead scored again.
Well, and again, if you're RV, just stay calm. You're going to get the looks you want.
Ebert looking for the answer. He's going to get luck. No, he's not. Let's take a look at the replay. They're going to say Kenny got a fingertip on it. It was knocked out.
Yeah, Aiden getting to the offensive glass may have knocked it out, but chance here for Linden, get it into single digits.
11-point game here with 4:25 left in the half.
First time we've seen the high ball screen with a kind of 1-3 flat look, and off the ball screen. Off the ball screen, just turned it over. Just unforced turnover.
You're talking about River Valley in their last game too. This is a team that, if you want to make a run, you have to be businesslike. It doesn't matter what seed you're playing. They were against Beechcroft. A better seed here in Lyndon McKinley, but at least early on, and that's going to be a block. I think they're going to say the shove before the charge attempt. We'll take a look at the replay here, but yeah, it's going to be the grab. Oh, no, they're going to call it. on Darthead, and I think he was put his hands out there before taking the contact, and that's why they called him for his second foul. Smith got it.
Well, and that's just a really tough matchup for Lyndon McKinley. Smith posting up has about a 6-inch height advantage, and he just faked the handoff and went to the basket, and there was no stopping him.
18 first half points for Carson. But like I was saying, it's just business-like for River Valley. And if you want to make a run in the tournament, you have to treat every game like a business trip. You can't be overwhelmed by the size of the courts or the lights. It's 10 feet no matter what to the free throw line. It's 95 feet no matter what. Just watch Hoosiers. Doesn't matter about the crowds, the size of the school. But River Valley is taking this tournament run so far like a business trip, and that's what could help them get far with the players they have.
I feel like Gene Hackman's beside me here.
I love that movie so much. I've watched it 3 times since the tournament has started. I'll probably watch it again before we get to district championship weekend, too.
Well, and Lynn McKinley goes with the horn set double high ball screen, but their 2 corner shooters just standing. And again, just no movement by Lyndon makes it really easy for the Vikings to guard.
Smith gets through the pressure by Milton, and then it leaves Ebert open for 3 just off the mark, but Kenny on the backside with the board gets it back out. Weston now will try straight away. He's short, and now Towns will get the board to clear things out with 2:45 left in the half.
Aiden just being workmanlike, sitting on that backside, gets offensive rebound, gives the Vikings a second chance.
And he doesn't go into the back. He just uses his length of his arms to grab it over top. There's no such thing as over the back. It's into the back is what the fouls are.
Yes, Aiden does such a good job of just anticipating where the ball's going to come off the rim at.
Towns again for 3, no. Carson with the board. He's got to be getting close to a double-double, I think, tonight.
He's been everywhere, that is for sure.
There he is again. Quick release 3, too strong. Long rebound out to Milton. 13-point Viking lead here with 2 minutes left in the half. Make sure to stay tuned for the Matthews Family of Dealerships halftime report. Stats analysis, much more at the break. We'll also have a look in at our friends at Westerville North. They're playing in their district semi right now. We'll catch some of the tail end of that one.
The last few minutes here, the Vikings have settled a little bit. Let's see if they can get back into attacking downhill, isolating Lyndon one-on-one and driving it.
Weston with the pull-up, too much. Flick back out, but into the hands of Towns. He's going to take off, has some room into the lane, floats it off the glass and in. That's a great take in transition.
Well, and that's what he does best. He gets to the basket, and the Vikings just weren't there quick enough from the help side to stop him.
And Lyndon McKinley's going to take a Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group, timeouts. And let's give this time to say hello to some fans as well. Steve Reinhardt, let's go River Valley. Cherokee Roseberry, let's go RV. Let's ban this bot right here. They're gone, goodbye. Kathy Copeland is watching, thank you for watching. Andrew Ebscott, he said it was 16 versus Bloom Carroll, 21 versus Highland. I love the 3-pointer. That's because I'm a spot shooter. I can't dribble, I can't pass, but I can hit the 3 every once in a while. Jimmy Chafin, go River Valley. Great quarter from Martin Comstock. Daniel Stotts. Vikings got it in plunder mode tonight. I like that, Daniel. A good fan of the OH Report. Saturday, River Valley had the same refereeing crew as Northmore's game last night. Oh, yeah. You guys know what that means. You guys know what that means. Good grief. And River Valley, like Northmore, was able to overcome. Final 1:15 of the half.
Well, the Vikings take Carson Smith into the post. He has a huge mismatch. They can just get it to him.
Instead, he's going to take it himself at the top of the key. Over the Kenny.
Good patience here by the Vikings. You're down to a minute in the second quarter. Get what you want in this possession.
11-point lead. Carson loses it, but it'll get out to Ebert with 52 seconds, and he's bumped. That'll be the 3rd foul of the quarter for McKinley. That's the 2nd against Curry. In the Carson with 50 seconds left.
Like to see if Vikings can get Aiden Kinney a touch here. Maybe put him to a ball screen with Carson Smith.
Smith, strong, won't get it. Kenny has it. You just predicted the next 2 people to touch the ball. Offensive board, they'll reset again. Kenny now will try a three off the corner of the rim, no good. And now Linda McKinley with a chance, and no, they won't.
Well,
long rebound turnover. They had a chance to get this to single digits, but instead they overthrow it.
And that's another great lesson for young players. If you're on the offensive end and you feel like you're not getting as many touches as you want, go rebound. That's what Aiden Kinney's done. He hasn't got a lot of touches within the framework of the offense, but he has went to the offensive glass and got his team many second chances so far.
Ebert acrobatic to the hole. 31-18, 13 seconds left. Into the lane, the scoop by Milton goes with 6. Long throw to Ebert with 3, 2, lays it in again, and that's how the half is going to end. What a run there by Ebert. The long throw from Carson Smith, touchdown, 2 points, 33-20 as we head to the break.
Chase is usually on the other end of the pass.
Exactly. Oh, hey, quarterbacks want to catch a touchdown every once in a while as well. 33-20 Vikings at the break. We'll take a break and come back with the Matthews Family of Dealerships halftime report.
Hi, I'm Always Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tonight's Division II District Semifinal out of the Central District. Brought to you live and free thanks to our generous sponsors. The Matthews Auto Group, the area's #1 dealer with over 800 automobiles currently in stock. Check out Matthews' selection in the link in the description. And remember, Matthews with 1 T in Marion. I just love that commercial. That's always stuck in my head. I apologize to all of you listening. Artler Middle, smarter steals for people and planet. Hiring now with competitive wages and benefits. Visit artlermiddle.com and click careers for more details. Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group. Looking to buy or sell? Call Krista Smith at 740-225-2615. Once again, 740-225-2615. Marion County Now. We're all about you, and like our friends at the OH Report, we're free to readers. Finally, Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Thank you, one and all, for allowing us to be live and free tonight for this district semifinal. When we come back, the Matthews Family of Dealerships halftime report.
Hi, I'm Always Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We welcome you back inside the Matthews family of dealerships halftime report, where your score at the break 33-20 in favor of second-seeded River Valley. Travis Berardi back here with head coach, former head coach Mark Bollinger. He's the head coach here at OH Report, though. I've said it multiple times. This is the start River Valley needed against the North Division champs out of the Columbus City League.
Well, again, coming in, we talked about in the pregame. I've talked about it, this week leading up the game with some former coaches and coached around the area. And this is one where River Valley just had to come out and take care of business. Lyndon McKinley, being very truthful and honest, was the inferior team. River Valley was much better scheduled, just much better balanced, can score inside and out. And that's exactly what they've done. They've come out tonight. They've taken away Lyndon's best offense. And because of that, their defense has created some offense in transition. They hit some early threes. Carson Smith got off to a great start.
Absolutely.
And because of that 21-6 first quarter lead has helped them to a 13-point lead. They're up 33-20 here at the intermission.
And let's take a look at the halftime statistics brought to you by Matthews family of dealerships. 9-6 twos for River Valley. They have 3 threes, only 1 for Lyndon McKinley. They're out rebounding McKinley 14-12. 4-4 on the offensive glass, but they've forced 9 turnovers, and they've only turned it over 3 times. That's 6 extra possessions right there as well. They're taking care of the free throws, 6 of 6. Lyndon McKinley, 5 of 7, not bad either, but it's that turnover margin and their ability to score the bucket inside and out.
Absolutely. You look at the statistics from the first half, and you see Lyndon McKinley just 7 of 24 from the field, 29%. On the other end, River Valley, extremely efficient. Early threes, transition layups, got some good looks inside. 12 of 24 in the first half for 50% from the field. Vikings getting it done on the offensive end and on the defensive end.
Some individual scoring first for Lyndon McKinley. As we take a look at one of our players' spotlights, it's Phillip Towns. He leads the way with 8 points, 4 field goals, but he has those 2 fouls. Also 5 points apiece from Kevin Darthead III and Emmanuel Towns. As for,
Phillip Towns, first team All-City League. Darthead was second team All-City League. Those 2 guys are going to have to carry the offense, but really good job by Phillip Towns. Those 2 fouls that he committed were early. He was 4 minutes into the game with 2 fouls. They left him on the floor, and he did a really good job of staying out of foul trouble and not committing that 3rd foul.
Also 2 points from Milton. As for River Valley, Carson Smith, 18 points. We got him for about 7 rebounds, 4 for 4 from the line. He's doing what, he's one of those players that I want to take this. I want to win the district championship, and he's going out and trying to take it himself, as what leaders do. His brother also, no, actually it's Ebert, brother on the court, I guess you could say. Chase Ebert has 10 points, and his brother Chase Smith has 5 points for the 33 points. Yeah, 3 scores, but that, hey, when you have somebody scoring 18 in the first half, that is all you need.
Absolutely. Great first half for the Vikings. Now, second half, we'll see what changes are made, what adjustments were made at halftime. For Linden McKinley, I think the first thing they really have to do if they're going to have a chance to win tonight is get some movement off the ball on the offensive end. Stationary offensive players make it really easy to guard, and they've allowed those River Valley helpers to just sit in the paint. They haven't had to run very many closeouts. They haven't moved the ball to force River Valley into scramble situations. The ball hasn't moved side to side. River Valley's had a really, really easy time guarding that Linden offense. So we'll see if Linden gets some more movement off the ball as we start quarter number 3 here shortly.
Tomorrow, I got to mention this game in Division 2, these games in Division 2 at Ontario. You guys, anybody watching, you want to tune in. If you're not going to be at the Joe Arena, the Arena in Ontario, you got to tune in because we're going to have 2 battles tomorrow. Mansfield Senior and Shelby, I believe at 6 o'clock, and then around 8 o'clock, Lexington Willard. 3 of the best players in Division 2. Max Dawson, Shelby, Alex Bruscotter, and then from Lexington, one of the best sophomores, well, the best sophomores in the state as well.
Well, when you look at that bracket, those 4 teams, you have 4 teams in the top, basically the top 20 in the state.
Yeah, you do.
Just by far the toughest district in the state.
3 in the top 9. Smith, short, nearly gets his offensive rebound, but it'll stay as we begin quarter number 3. But that is going to be worth the watch. And also, like I said, myself and my camera person who's doing great tonight, Madeline Zizzuto, as always, will be at Perry High School as Loudonville looks to go to the Elite 8. A lot going on tomorrow as we continue our exciting coverage of tournament basketball. Smith just off the mark, rebound Linden McKinley, and Towns gives them their first possession of the second half. Skip pass over the Curry, back out 3 for Towns, Emmanuel misses, and Kenny there with the board.
But for Linden, you have to be happy. That was a better possession. Baseline drive, extra pass to the corner, extra to the wing, and they got what they wanted. But Chase Ebert has the answer. Just too strong. He
is. He can take contact and still put it up and in just like he did right there. He's got 12. It's 35-20. Darthead. Double team, but gets it away to Towns. Towns into the lane. Just you can't leave him that much space to get to the hoop because even if he's underneath, he has that length to scoop it up and in. It's 35-22.
Right, but the first 2 possessions, they've moved the basketball and been able to create angles to get those driving lanes to get better looks. The first half, they just didn't have the angles or the gaps to attack.
Smith, pull-up jumper, just off the rim, but it comes right back to him, so he'll take it in, floats, and a tougher shot will go for him. Give him 20 points on the night.
Linden gets 2 stops to start the half, but they give up 2 offensive rebounds.
Yep. On the other end, Towns again, give it to him in 1.
And again, there was the straight line drive we talked about in the pregame. Towns didn't mess around with it, just first step, attack. Sawyer Weston was able to get contact and get it to go.
That'll be his second foul. Him and Smith are the only 2 with 2 fouls, though, for River Valley. Towns back to the line, looking to complete the 3-point play, and he cannot. Carson gets the board, throws it out to Ebert. Just over a minute and a half gone by in quarter number 3. Deep 3 for Smith, short, and a board comes out to Linden McKinley. Darthead gives it off to Towns. Towns, left side, Emmanuel for 3, swish.
Well, an open look, and you get it to go down. It's down to 10.
5-0 run for Linden McKinley, 37-27.
Vikings just settle down, run a good set here, get the look you want.
Ebert double team, but leaves Kenny open, puts it up and in.
That's a look you'll take.
Beautiful take.
Great look by Carson. Hayden rolling to the basket, able to get it and finish.
As a coach, your eyes just widen up when you see that double team after the roll. Mid-range too strong. Carson gets the board.
Yeah, most people see the double and panic. you get to that level of when you see the double, your eyes get big because good. You're just giving us an advantage somewhere.
But who is the player that had the ball in the double team? It was Smith, and he knows exactly what to do with that.
Yeah, and that's the unselfish part of what makes this club so good is they're willing to give the ball up. And you're willing to bury the deep three.
He hit that from Sunbury. 42-27, a 5-0 run for River Valley. It's back out to 15 with 5 minutes left in the third.
Well, Linden's going to have to find an answer here, get on another little run, or it's going to get away from them. River Valley has a chance to put the nail in the coffin here in the third quarter.
Darthead's going to be fouled as we take a look at that deep three from inside the nose of the big Walnut Eagle.
Caitlin Clark would be proud, hitting it from the logo.
Such a great player. Really hoping she makes it to Cleveland along with the Buckeyes, South Carolina, maybe LSU as well, or a couple other teams. But you see that a lot. Some of the good players, too, they'll shoot it from wherever. I don't know how they can do it, but it's just they got that extra little piece in the brain where they can do anything athletically. Long throwouts turned over, just a little short, and back comes Towns. Phillip, right side to Emmanuel for another three, short. Carson with the board.
I'm amazed the lack of effort from Lyndon McKinley on the offensive glass.
Extra pass, gets it back inside to Ebert. Ebert double teamed. Somebody's open and gets it out to Smith. Smith to his brother.
Just keep it moving.
In the corner. In and out off the rim twice. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with River Valley as we take a look at the replay. Whew.
On the other end, Lyndon, the last couple possessions.
They had good looks.
Good looks, but then everybody just stands and watches.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to rebound.
You know, even if you're an undermanned team, your effort can make up for it.
Yeah.
But River Valley, the better team, their effort has it. Into the lane, scoop layup, too strong, but he gets his own board, puts it back up and get free throws. Despite 3 River Valley players there, Emmanuel Towns somehow gets his board back and will go to the line, and that's going to be the third foul on Weston.
Well, great hustle there by Chase Smith. He ran down from the opposite side of the court, I believe, contested the layup, missed it, but just nobody there to get the defensive rebound. Lyndon with the chance to get the line, cut it.
In and out. So it stays at 15. And into the game for the first time tonight, Xavier Hensel, the 5'9 senior. That first player off the bench for River Valley. They've been playing with just 5 so far.
Yeah, both teams don't go very deep on their bench.
The conditioning, though, I am extremely impressed with River Valley.
Yeah. Xavier's done a good job all season long coming in that 6-man role. A couple different games, he's come in and hit some nice threes, big moments.
Pass inside to Kenny.
And here's where the Vikings are going to get looks.
Carson off the glass and in.
You saw Lyndon go to the 1-2-2, and it's just too easy.
25 for Carson Smith, 44-28. Towns from the elbow, pure. And a timeout, Lyndon McKinley, as they get it down to 14.
Well, I sound like a broken record, but on one end you have Lyndon McKinley playing one-on-one. On the other end you have River Valley. The ball just moves until they get an open look.
And this has been at least an entertaining third quarter because both these teams are going punch for punch right now. It's 11-10 in the quarter, only because of a missed free throw. It'd be 11-11, but very entertaining game, yet you feel comfortable if you're River Valley.
Yeah, you feel really good. Just continue to be efficient, get the looks you want. Lyndon is finding out what a lot of teams have found out all season long, that if you're going to try to outscore River Valley, you're in trouble. The games where River Valley has lost or they've struggled are teams that sit down and guard and are willing to grind it out with you, and who have the offensive firepower to match you offensively. The teams like a Shelby who can match up with the size and athleticism.
Yeah.
Lyndon just doesn't have that.
Once again, I want to say hello to all 562 devices, so more like probably 700-800 people watching right now, including the boss man, Brian Skoronsky. Watching a great River Valley team right now, led by that guy right there who fouled before the shot, but will get an inbounds as that's the first foul on Lyndon McKinley.
Well, the Vikings that time went to a different set, went back to what they did a little bit earlier when they tried to get an isolation for Carson Smith in the post. They've got him again on the inbounds, just quick tip back to Chase.
Oh, and just a little off balance there. Out and running, though, McKinley, 2-on-1. Ball fake, reverse, no. Carson gets the board. And back out and running. Now River Valley, it's a 4-on-4.
And look at the space for the driving lanes.
Oh, just short, though. Hensel thought about he was going to get a little bit more contact, but instead nothing there. And we will get a bump on Kenny coming back the other way.
Well,
He saw the arm extended there.
River
That's a
Valley's
second.
playing defense the way I'm surprised more teams don't play defense against River Valley, where they're going to play you one-on-one on the drive and not help off the three-point shooters. You help off River Valley's three-point shooters, you're in trouble. There's Towns.
Makes it back down to 11. You give him a little bit of space. He's had a great quarter here. He's up to 17 points.
But here's the
9
trap.
in the quarter. Pull-up jumper for Smith, no. And now a chance to get this back to single digits after being down 15. Emmanuel into the corner for Darthead for 3, no. And despite the bump,
Looked like a foul.
that's going to be our first questionable call of the night because it looked like into the back was Curry,
Yeah, Xavier
forcing Hensel to knock it
I
out.
thought Hensel had great position, bumping the back.
And another offensive board off a bump, and then they're going to call that. That was a foul, but a couple moments before that as well, maybe
But
a foul as well.
But that's okay. Good foul by Chase. You're going to foul.
For Smith, yes.
Make sure you foul. Make him earn it at the free throw line. And for the Vikings here, don't let the couple calls that don't go your way. Don't let it get in your heads. Just continue to play. Next play mentality.
So that's the second on Chase. First free throw in. 18 now for Phillip Towns.
Can't verify it, but I received a message at halftime. Hartley is beating Granville 21-16 on the other half of this district bracket.
Defensive battle there. Towns gets both. He's 3 from his season average.
And back down to 9 here. Big possession for the Vikings. Get the ball out of the trap, make the extra passes, and you'll get the easy shot.
There is the easy shot. Unable to hit, though. Long rebound back out to Towns. Towns off and running. Has a guy to his left. Instead, he'll take it himself and score. It's down to 7. And River Valley, now feeling a little pressure, will call a timeout.
Well, big momentum swing here. But good job by the Vikings. They're able to break the pressure the last couple possessions. Just they haven't been able to get the open shot to go down. And then Lyndon McKinley's turned up the transition game, attacking the basket in transition. I think early in the game they were attacking the basket, but they were driving to pitch it to the shooter rather than driving to score. Now you're seeing a little bit of a change where they're driving, trying to look to create contact, get to the basket, and get that one to go down. Because of that, we have a 44-37 ball game.
And it's just River Valley's gone cold the last couple possessions, and Towns has taken over. And that's something you were looking for Lyndon McKinley as well. Towns to cancel out Smith. He's only 4 points behind him, and then your role players need to make up some things, and they have, at least in this quarter. Now, great timeout there by Coach Brown. Calm things down, get back into your set, run some clock. You're still up 7.
When I'm guessing that the set's going to be something to Carson Smith.
And he had it but lost the handle, a turnover, and now a chance to make this a 2-possession game. Towns, Emmanuel brings it back out, gives it to Milton. 1:42 left in the third. Milton, pull up for 3, too strong. Ebert tips it to Kenny.
Lyndon continues to just rebound with one guy. I think they're afraid of the River Valley transition game.
Ebert fakes the throw, takes it all the way. The quarterback with the keeper that time. It's 46-37 and a steal by Carson. Gets it out for 3. Just off the line, though. That would have brought the roof off for these River Valley fans. Instead, survived by Lyndon McKinley. They come back down 9. Into the lane. Scoops, no. Another rebound, kick back out. Darthead with the floater, and Carson Smith with the rejection.
Well, the Vikings can't get lazy on the defensive glass.
60 seconds left in the third. 9-point Viking lead. Smith fakes the 3, kicks it back out to Hensel. Now inside. Ebert spins, Off the glass after the fake, can't go. Rebound back out to Towns. Phillip pulls up from the free throw line. Off the front of the rim, just missed, and Kenny gets the board with 35 left. Whew. Chase Smith ahead to his brother. Too far in, just throws it away. It's going to be a 2-on-2. Nice job, though, by Smith to get back again.
A bad turnover there. Vikings could have held it for the last one.
Towns back out, 3 in the air, got it. Dart head for 3, it's a 6-point game with 12 seconds left.
So instead of getting the last shot, at least minimum having a 9-point lead, it's 6. See if the Vikings can get a basket here. Know your situation, you're under 5.
Acrobatic bucket goes. Big hoop there for Xavier Hensel, his first points, and that puts it back out to 3 possessions as we head to money time. We'll take a break, be back with the 4th. It's 48-40 River Valley.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Coach, what time is it?
It's money time.
Absolutely. 4th quarter about to go, and you said you had a question, trivia question.
A little trivia question for you.
Okay.
So tonight, obviously the Vikings are playing Linden McKinley.
Yep.
For those who don't know, Linden is located down near historic Crew Stadium, just off of 71 in that area.
Been there for a Madison Girls State Championship.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Who's probably the most famous Linden McKinley alum?
Oh, Lord. I'm a West Virginian, so I probably don't know this. Is it a guy named McKinley?
No.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 that kind of pop out. One is Ohio State fans would probably remember. Older
See, I'm a
Ohio State
Mountaineer
fans.
guy. Come on.
I know. Jim Clemens.
Okay.
Played Ohio State,
Yep.
NBA player, coach, stuff like that. But probably the most famous, a guy who pulled off one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, James Buster
Douglas,
with
really?
the knockout of Mike Tyson.
Buster Douglas is a
Buster was a Linden basketball guy.
Now you're going into Andy Jardy territory because he gives me these crazy stats from alumni from other schools. Update, Hartley 31-30 after 3 over Glenville.
Well,
Buster Douglas, yes. Eb Scott got it as well.
There you go. Yeah. Well, looking just real quick, I know we got a 4th quarter to go here.
Yeah, we actually have some
moisture on the floor.
No, actually, that's some yak.
Oh.
It looks like a player.
Okay.
So, so you have time, please.
While they're doing that,
indulge us.
Granville Hartley. So if in the final rankings, those 2 teams ended up number 7 and number 8 seeds. The difference in the RPI and the computer rankings was less than 1/10 of a point.
Wow.
If you're River Valley or Hartley coming into this game, in my opinion, you're elated to play a Linden team rather than a Granville team. Granville's a solid basketball club.
That whole area in Columbus, they're great basketball.
Yes, and real athletic. They have an athletic tradition there, a winning tradition in all kinds of sports. So that Hartley score doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, like I said, you get to this district tournament, it's teams that deserve to be there.
Right.
You have to throw out those records.
Right.
Because any given night you could get upsets or you could get teams that are, this is also something with the RPI. I think it needs a little bit of adjustment because they don't take into consideration who you've played. And that, I think, is why we might see some lower seeds make it far.
Yes. Well, 2 quick little points in there. First of all, we'll start with the Hartley information. Hartley, the number 1 seed in the entire Columbus area, went to Mansfield Senior. I went over and watched that game. Mansfield Senior beat Hartley at Mansfield Senior. So that shows the strength of that
Mansfield Senior
district.
needed a good 4th quarter to knock off Bellevue.
Right. So it shows the strength of that district.
Yeah.
And then going back to your RPI rankings, last Friday night, I went to Richwood to watch the 2nd seeded North Union Wildcats in Division III, who had to play number 12 seed Afrocentric in the first game.
Yeah, that Afrocentric team's playing for a district championship because it's Afrocentric.
It's Afrocentric.
They played in the City League Championship as well.
Yeah. jump out on North Union 19-0 that game.
Yeah.
Other than, I saw this Delaware Hayes game before, this game tonight, watched that one. But before watching Hayes, Afrocentric was the best team I'd seen in person. I mean, they were so good. And, of course, with the rules, they're allowed to pull from all over Columbus City.
Yeah.
But there's a 12 seed that if the coaches are voting, there's no way in the world.
They're top 4.
They're top 4 easily.
Hello to Coach Eric Will out of Shelby. Go Vikings, represent the MOAC. You guys do a great call. Come on, Eric. You call games great as well. You and Heinze up there at WMAN. But thank you very much, my man, for watching this good one. We're going to be in for a good one. Now, this timeout, I think this hinders Linden McKinley. They had momentum, but now, I mean, it's not a – sometimes you get over nervous, you get overheated, and things happen. I'm not going to get into anything that, and they have to clean it up, clean all the fluids and whatnot off of there. But this probably helps River Valley out more than it does hurt McKinley.
Well, and I'm hoping what happens here, and again, we'll show a little River Valley bias here, but it's 48.
You're allowed.
Okay.
You're allowed. We're allowed. That's what I said. This is a River Valley
I've tried
stream.
to be really good about this, but okay.
You should. Did you see me last night in the Northmore game?
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Okay, so I've tried not to cheer, but
you can get excited.
Okay,
You're allowed. It's
48
that time.
40 RV. I hope this break also allows Coach Brown to take a few minutes, and I know Rodney really well, and I'm sure he's talking to his guys about, hey, guys, you're ahead by 8. You're going to the fourth quarter. Let's get the shot we want every single possession.
Absolutely.
Let's do what we do well here. Don't shoot them back into the game by taking quick, easy shots and allowing McKinley to get out in transition. You've got this game in control. Just take it and finish it. Finish it the last 8 minutes here. That's probably the message that Coach has given them.
Shout out Carl Schnitzke, Ontario, an assistant to the great Joe Baylog watching. Let's go, Coach Brown and the Vikings. I do love, once you get into this time, too, I know you have some teams that are rivals will never root for their conference foes, but I see a lot of Ontario, a lot of Clear Fork, a lot of Shelby, because they're not in the same district either. You can root for these teams, and I love how you get that a lot in North Central Ohio.
Yes.
That's what I appreciate about North Central Ohio basketball as well, is teams that you play tough, you play outside of the games you play against each other, you have that respect. And I'm seeing nothing but that in the comments section tonight. So thank you all for staying on here. We're over. Let's see, we're at 226 and 430, so 656 right there. Plus that's computers and such, phones. So you have multiple people. So we have probably about 1,000 people watching this game right now. So thank you. Thank you, April Davis. Thank you, OH Report, for streaming. Well, thank you all for watching, because this is why we do it. We do it for the kids. I say this all the time. Brian, myself, Baylog, our workers, Jory Skoronsky, Brian, Adam Thompson, Madeline Zazzuto. We do this for the fans. We do this for these players because there's such great athletes in this area. We want to show them. We want to show them off. And now the River Valley coaches are pointing at some other little spots on the floor.
Well,
somebody was getting a little too excited.
It was the entire way down the court, yes.
I didn't see it.
I'm glad I didn't either.
I actually, Hillsdale game, one of the Hillsdale players was in the game, got taken out, and as he was moving he got the spray and ran out. But I think we're getting to the point where we're going to start this fourth quarter after this quote-unquote injury delay. Players going to be coming back out. Linden McKinley will get possession to start this fourth quarter. So here we go.
Well, let's go back to what we talked about a couple of times ago. It's money time. So here we go. Vikings up 8.
One team will head to the district championship this weekend in the round of 32. I say the round of 64 is really good, but the round of 32, I mean, you're in the top 32 in the state. Milton looking to drive. There's help there. Ebert, offensive foul.
Yes, sir. That's what he does.
There's that excitement.
Chase Ebert, he's done it all season long.
You can read that. He came up. He set himself. There's no arc in high school. That is a charge. Offensive foul, the second foul on Milton.
And if you're scouting River Valley, that's one of the things you have to tell your guys.
Oh, and they give it right back up, though.
You've got to land on 2 in the paint, because if you go off of 1, Chase Ebert's going to be there to take the charge.
Turnovers for both sides to start quarter number 4. Milton once again.
Single ball screen with a pin down on the backside.
Out the Towns. Phillips had a great second half. He'll pull up, and he will score.
Well, much better movement there by Lyndon McKinley. They went to the ball screen with a pin down, became a double, was able to get him a little bit of isolation and space. Vikings just have to handle the pressure. Second pass out of the trap is the open one.
Weston misses again, and the rebound to Lyndon McKinley, who can cut this to one possession, and we're going to get a foul on Weston coming back down the floor. You'll see it back here that he bumped into him.
Yeah, intentionally hit him.
That's his fourth. And into the game for the first time for River Valley is Carter Myers, the freshman. Talk about a big moment for the freshman.
Well, he's seen it firsthand. Last year, his brother was District Player of the Year. Outstanding season for the Vikings. He graduated. Now his little brother playing a big role here in quarter number 4. Vikings clinging to a 6-point lead.
Towns pulls up from the free throw line, airballs it, and there he is with his first rebound in a district play. Kenny runs it in, floats it up, fouled. He will get 2 free throws. Smart take there by Aiden. Had his defender on his hip, got in there, created the contact, and nearly made it an and one. Nonetheless, a free throw make this a 3-possession game.
Well, and Carson Smith was down that left block posting up. He simply sealed that defender so the helper couldn't slide over, allowed Aiden to get all the way to the basket.
In and out on the first. That is the third foul as well on Phillip Towns. So look to see. So he hits a second, and it's a 7-point game. If River Valley continues to try to go after him, because he has been the offense for Lyndon McKinley in the second half. If he's not scoring, he's creating the scores.
Well, they're going to take him off the ball a little bit. Let's see if they run another pin down for Towns. Instead, they're just going to go 5 out, try to go one-on-one. Just no moving away from the ball. Their best scorer is just standing in the corner watching.
And it's deflected by the freshman who gets the board. 2 possessions for him, and he's come up huge. In transition now, Chase Smith gives it over. The freshman got a layup. Carter Myers is playing like his brother.
He's going to be a player.
It's back to 9 with 6:09 left. Towns will back things out.
Again, the Vikings switching everything. Towns is not going to get an easy look.
Gives it off into the corner to Milton. Milton wants to clear things out.
Right now, it's just 1 versus 5. Whoever has the ball for Lyndon's just looking at 5 white jerseys staring at him.
Towns can't get it to fall. Collision, and it will stay with Lyndon. Let's look at the replay.
Well,
I mean,
Lyndon
Curry got his arm through, but
not sure if it went off Aiden Kinney's fingertips or not.
Inbounds, a little too far. I understand why this is called, because I don't know if he gave him enough room to land.
Yeah, he was still in the air when there was contact. That was
I know why the River Valley fans are frustrated about that call, but he got a little too far underneath it. It's like a shot. If you're boxing out and he can't land, it's a foul. It's tough. It's a tough call there. That'll be the second foul on Ebert. Pull-up jumper, too strong. Rebound out to Kenny. A lot of contact there on Carson Smith with no call. Ebert now. Across the timeline, behind the back went too much. Towns in the lane, gets his defender off of him and scores. Tried to do a little too much with the ball there was Ebert.
Panthers just won't go away. Vikings on the verge of burying him and putting him away and just can't get it done right now.
Carson will try a 3 just off the mark, but he gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Who else to help create that was Carter Myers with the deflection.
Another big play by the freshman, kept it alive. Carson was able to finish it.
Back to a 9-point game with 4:40 left in regulation.
Vikings just one more stop and score away here. Get a stop and get a score.
Comfort. Kenny guarding Towns. He'll try the 3s off the mark. Open rebound by Chase Smith. They'll slow things down now with 4:23 left.
Get Carson into a ball screen or something. Get him a touch.
Carson has not done too much in this second half. Lyndon McKinley's done a great job guarding him. Carson Gets it inside to Kenny. Scoops it, nearly gets it to go, but he'll go back to the line.
Well, that's exactly what they did. They went to the ball screen with Chase Ebert. Carson spun off of it. Aiden Kenny had his man pinned post-entry.
And my correction, it's actually Thorne Love with the foul. He's number 10, even though it says Sean Curry is number 10. So some jersey changes as the first free throw short. Still a chance to make this a 10-point game with this second free throw.
And just pulled off of that one a little bit. Finish up on your toes. Got it.
And he did. 2 for 4, his last 4 attempts. It's a 10-point game at the midway point of quarter 4.
And now you see the Vikings change up. They went away from the man-to-man defense, going with an extended or maybe even a flat 3-2 or 2-1-2 zone. A lot of size out there.
Milton into the corner.
Find the corner shooters. That's where Linden loves to shoot it from, is in the corner. They haven't seen a lot of zone this year in Columbus City League.
Down the middle. That was a shuffle, no call. Shot nonetheless no good. Rebound back to Myers.
Yep, and you live with
Ball
it
don't
again.
lie.
The mid-range game just isn't there for Linden. It's a shot you want to give them.
Ebert backs things out. Now, I will say that shuffle was really blocked by a lot of bodies. Into the freshman, extra pass to Kenny, ball fake, puts it up and in, it's a 12-point game. Momentum back to River Valley with 3:15 left. Darthead back out to Townsend. We're getting the great pass into Love, but it was rejected.
Oh, great play. Oh, I thought it went off the Linden player.
Well, let's see, was his foot out of bounds? I don't know if it deflected back off of him as it came out, but still a great play by Myers, who's been phenomenal here in the last 3 minutes. And yeah, that's going to be a big foul and 2 free throws. That was a foul. And it's going to be against Chase Smith, not Carson, so that's his third. 12 points, River Valley. Now, right before that pass inside, it seemed like they were taking a little too much time. You're down 12 points with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
You got to start a little bit with the fast pace.
The zone look definitely slowed Linden down. They're not sure how they want to attack it. And again, it just goes back to what we've talked about all night. So much of their scoring is just based on one-on-one play. And when you see helpers or a zone defense the way they've seen it tonight, you're just not going to score in the quantity enough that you need to score. And we got something here between Chase Ebert and Donald Milton.
Warning or a double foul. Warnings against both, maybe? It was Ebert and Milton.
And I think he told him, referee
yeah,
told
they're
them both
putting
just
fouls on both.
Knock it off.
That'll be the that's the third foul on Chase Ebert. And then Milton, that's his third. Maybe a little elbowing out there while they were shooting or something, but double fouls called. And now both teams in the bonus the final 3 minutes when it's not a non-player control foul.
Yep, just value the ball if you're River Valley. Up 10, clock is on your side.
Give it to Carson's hands, which they have it right now. Into the lane, fouled, and no, they'll call it on the floor. No matter what, though, he's going to get free throws. That's the 5th, like I just said.
Yeah, I think they blew the whistle when he was one step inside the elbow there.
And that's Milton's 4th. The guy you want at the free throw line is at the free throw line for River Valley.
Yep, over 80% on the season. Chance to get his 28th and 29th points of the night.
And gets the friendly bounce. (57-46) Vikings. Got them both. 29 for the first team, Central District in D2. Towns out the dart head. Like I said, they got to get some shots off here. That short, and Smith gets the board.
So 25'3", one guy on the offensive glass. Exact possession River Valley wanted.
No urgency right now from Lyndon McKinley. Behind the back, into the lane, scoops it in! Chase Ebert's a human highlight reel.
A little bit of showtime.
14-point lead. Towns on the other end, no. Rebound. Give it to Kenny, back out to Ebert. 2 minutes left in regulation. Long throw to Myers. Myers puts it in. River Valley's going to clinch this one. 16-point lead. Towns puts it up again. No, and the freshman gets the board. And you got to think the wind has been out of the sails of Lyndon McKinley. Smith makes it an 18-point game.
And the route is on. Vikings just pulling away here.
Deep three, no. Offensive board, wow, nice save out to Towns for 2, no. And Myers gets the board. Ball stripped from behind, turned over, into the lane Milton. Milton will get the easy lay-in as River Valley. Safely, not fouling there, as we're at 70 seconds left. River Valley is going to go back to the district championship game. Inside to Myers. Misses the bunny. Kenny looking for the board. Doesn't get it. It's back out to Lyndon McKinley. Right side three. Yes. Darthead. 13-point game. And we'll get a timeout.
Well,
49 seconds left.
6-point game. When there was the delay, there's a lot of momentum on Lyndon McKinley's side, and you talked about it. Is that going to hurt? Is that stoppage going to hurt? And the Vikings have just exploded here late in the fourth quarter.
13-point lead with under a minute left. River Valley, they're going to do it. Hello, Leanne. Saying hi to both of us. Go River Valley. If anybody knows, if we know a final score from
Hartley Granville, 39 all.
Okay. We'll keep updated on that.
And people out there are going to think I'm crazy by saying this, but Hartley's the #1 seed.
But no,
but the reality is,
especially this year.
But the reality is, I've seen Hartley in person. I think River Valley matches up better with Hartley than they do Granville. Even though Granville's the 8th seed, I think the style of play and the individual matchups.
That is why Coach Brown went in the same district as them to go to Athens. Not only to get the better regional, but it's a chance at a district championship, kind of like what Blade Tackett at Northmore did, getting Patriot Prep a 4 seed and then a 1 seed, but they know they can match up, and then they know they can match up down in Athens. It's the same thought process. It's when you know you have a team that you can trust to win a district.
Right, and in basketball, matchups are so critical, and the Vikings have perfect path here so far. Great matchup versus Beechcroft. Another great matchup tonight for them personnel-wise with this Lyndon McKinley group. And then, depending on what happens, hopefully or potentially a really good matchup with Hartley.
Third foul against Towns, trying to get that steal off the inbounds. And Carson Smith now with 30. Just under half of the offense. Safe to say we know who our MVP is going to be tonight.
Well, you want your best players to play well at crunch time, most important time of the year, and man, did he step up tonight. Huge game by Carson Smith, and he set the tone early.
Out to Towns. He'll try a tough 3. Short. Rebound. Back out to him. Into the lane. Floats it. Block called. He'll get 2 shots. I respect the effort from Ebert, but just let that go.
That's Chase, though.
No, yeah.
15-point game doesn't matter.
I respect the effort there.
Absolutely.
That'll be his 4th.
He's going to take the charge. And we've talked a lot about Carson Smith because of the scoring tonight with 31, but again, just a great team effort by River Valley. Just the contributions around Smith, the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
Chase Ebert was 16, Aiden Kinney has 6, but
you got
tons of
also
rebounds. Just
Carter Myers,
fourth quarter came in and has played so well. Just everybody.
Hensel with the bucket at the end of the third to make it an 8-point game.
The contributions from everybody. It's what it's going to take again on Saturday when they go for that district title.
And we'll talk to Coach We're going to have our MVP and Coach Brown. I asked him before the game if he'd come up, and he will after a win. So we'll get a chat with Coach Rodney Brown as well. Back to a 13-point game, 25 seconds left. Smith works through a bump and then gets bumped again, and he'll go back to the line.
Foul number 3, Phil Towns.
That's Towns' fourth.
Well, Lyndon McKinley, give them a lot of credit. You know, they came out, were down 21-6. Would have been really, really easy to pack it in, but they continued to fight back, and because of that, they were able to make it a 6-point game, but River Valley just too much here.
And it might be against Hartley, a 4-point lead for Hartley with 30 seconds left. And Smith actually misses 2 free throws, which is very rare to see. Towns on the other end floats it up and in with 12 seconds, and now they do have to get it across the timeline, but for only a second. Ebert across the timeline, gets it left side to Kenny, and they'll call off the Dogs. River Valley is headed back to the district championship game. They knock off Lyndon McKinley 66-55. We'll take a break. And be back with the post game after this.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tonight's Division II District Semifinal brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors, Matthews Auto Group, the area's #1 dealer with over 800 automobiles currently in stock. Check out Matthews' selection in the link in the description. Matthews with 1 T in Marion. Arkler Middle, smarter steels for people and planet, hiring now with competitive wages and benefits. Visit arklermiddle.com and click careers for more details. Krista Smith, the agency real estate group looking to buy or sell. Call Krista Smith at 740-225-2615. Once again, 740-225-2615. Marion County Now. We're all about you, and like our friends at the OH Report, we're free to readers. And Spherion Mid-Ohio, let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Thank you all for allowing us to bring you this game live and free.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now. Our neighborhood, our news.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Time now for our Arkler Middle MVP. He had a fast start to this one and finishes with a game-high 31 points, a double-double. It is the first team honoree in the Central District D2, Carson Smith. Carson, my man, congratulations. Another great game for you guys. First of all, let's talk about the game. How big was that 21-6 first quarter for you guys to get settled into this one?
That was huge. I mean, the momentum was going our way in the first quarter, and then we kind of went into neutral. wasn't very good, but we picked it back up again. So
absolutely. You know, I've talked to you a couple times on Coach's Corner, the Joe Show. Last year was a fun experience. This year, it's business. You guys want to cut down the nets this weekend.
Yep.
How much has that thought process for you guys helped you in these first two tournament games?
Reason and motivation. Every practice, just thinking about that. Every game, I mean, just thinking about what it felt like last year losing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Also, between your final game and that sectional championship, you had about 10, 12 days off. How nerve-wracking was it not being able to play for that long, but then to get back into get back into action and get a win?
Well, it wasn't very fun practicing all 2 weeks, which Beechcroft, we were a little rusty that game, but we won, which was good. But the two-week break wasn't very fun.
Well, you only get a couple days before you take on #1 Bishop Hartley.
Yep.
What's it going to take to cut down those nets and have me drive all the way down to OU to cover you guys down there?
It's going to take everything we got. Hartley's a good team.
And so are you guys. You have a balanced team. Lastly, I gotta shout out your freshman. Carter Myers came in a big moment and came up huge. Just talk about him, how he's progressed throughout the season, how you guys have been able to help him get into tournament shape.
Yeah, he right now, he's really athletic right now. Like, he's in there dunking all the time. Like, we're like, man, this dude can get up. And he came in,
just like his brother.
Oh yeah, like 5 rebounds straight.
Yeah, a couple big buckets as well.
Yeah, a couple layups, fast break. I thought he was gonna dunk the one. So
you were yelling for him, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
All right, lastly, as always, you want to give anybody a shout out?
Coach, team, family.
There you go. Yeah, thank Mom for sponsoring tonight,
Oh
too.
yeah, Yeah,
She's
Mom.
one of the reasons I'm here, so thank Mom for that. But Carson, 31 points, double-double. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the district championship.
Thank you.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Back here inside the Matthews family of dealerships post-game show. And before we get into our post-game festivities, we're going to have a chat with the victorious head coach, Rodney Brown. Coach, you're back in a district championship. I mean, this team is a special one. It took a strong start to beat this Linden McKinley team, and you did just that. 21-6 in that first quarter. What was the game plan coming into this? Because it seemed like you executed it perfectly in that first quarter.
Well, we want to contain all drives. They like to drive and kick. Of course, Towns, who had a great game, he's hard to stop, and we were trying to limit him. They had some guys hit shots that we didn't expect to. So that changes the whole mindset leading up to it. But it was to keep them in front of us, not have to overhelp, and and hope they couldn't beat us to the rim.
When you have a player like Mr. Carson Smith, I mean, it opens things up. He came out hot in that first quarter, but then you had role players coming up at big moments. The buzzer beater at the end of the third from Hensel, his only points. A freshman in Carter Myers coming in playing like his brother, a block, a couple big rebounds, and then a couple big buckets to push it out. We talk about Carson a lot, but the role players as well. Chase Ebert played phenomenally tonight. Just what can you say about this team that Carson can get things started, but everybody can contribute?
I don't really think they care who does what. I think, obviously Carson, they know that Carson's a guy and they try to get to him. But, I mean, Ebert had a great game too.
Absolutely.
And every night Sawyer's asked to guard the best player. And Kenny's rebounding. I don't know how many rebounds he had, but it felt like a lot. And, Aiden just does a great job. Aiden does a great job too. And Chase Smith, didn't shoot it particularly as well as he'd like to, but he had some good looks that didn't go in. He plays hard on defense every night. He rebounds too, and huge minutes from X and huge minutes from Carter. I mean, I said to the coaches, I can't believe I just put a freshman in for his first minutes in the fourth quarter of the semifinals, and wow.
Yeah, that's what we said too.
And I want to say, and I just told Mark this, but Sawyer, 4 fouls sitting on the bench, minute 30 to go out of that timeout. I was going to put Sawyer back in. He said, no, coach, leave Carter out there. He's doing really good. And that's awesome. That is who these guys are. It really is. That's who they are. That's who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, and they get together. They banded together tonight, and withstood their storm because, I mean, Linden's good. Linden's good.
Kind of an awkward break between the third and fourth quarters, some cleanup they had. Do you think that helped a little bit? Because Linden McKinley was on a run. They had some momentum, but then a 5-minute break. Do you think that settled you guys down?
I do.
Maybe settled them as well?
I do. I think I told the boys, I said, that kind of maybe killed their momentum, Yeah. I mean, kids, But I also, that's a long time to sit there. It's like an NBA TV timeout, or something. But it was, it worked out for us. It worked out. It worked out in our favor, and I'm just really proud of these guys. They play so hard. They never quit.
Well, being a media member, I could say, hey, there are media timeouts in Dayton.
right.
But before we even think about talking about that, it's number 1 versus number 2 on Saturday afternoon for a district championship. Bishop Hartley, a team that I think me and Mark said this is going to be a great matchup nonetheless, but what do you guys need to work on the next couple of days to get ready for the 1 seed and maybe, cut those nets down after about 6 o'clock on Saturday night.
Our transition defense is going to have to be really good. I mean, they have some speed. They have a really good point guard, good size inside. And they got some guys that can just shoot. I mean, they're fourth in the state, I think. So they're not a pushover.
No.
And if we're going to have to get back, but in our favor, we were there last year.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's no nervousness.
Nope.
Like we got on the bus today. They were ready. It was time. Time to go to work is what we say all the time, and they were ready to go. Saturday will be no different. Hartley's really good, and we're going to have to play really, really good. But we'll be ready.
Well,
our kids will be ready.
We're looking forward to covering that game. Excited. Congratulations, Coach. Great win. Before I let you go, I do this for the MVPs as well. You want to shout anybody out? Go for it, Coach. I'll give you the mic for a minute or two.
Shout out to my wife. I mean, she takes all of our pictures. She's like team mom, and my son, Raleigh, and my family that was here, and all the River Valley fans, because, I mean, this place is big.
Yeah.
This place is beautiful.
Great atmosphere.
And we had a lot of people here.
And you had...
our fans are amazing.
Yeah.
They travel so well.
Yeah, they do.
And, they were here early because they knew that we wanted to watch a good game before us, and that was a good game too, and we'll pack Central Crossing on Saturday.
We had about 700 devices watching, about over 1,000 people watching this game as well for the River Valley, ton of River Valley fans, ton of MOAC. You had Shelby coaches, you had Ontario coaches rooting you guys on, which I love about the MOAC, how if you're not playing each other, you're kind of rooting for each other out there.
Yeah,
but
and good luck to Shelby tomorrow.
Absolutely. It'd be great to have 2 district champions out of the MOAC,
yeah,
right?
Right, absolutely it would.
Maybe you'll see each other down the line again.
Hey,
you want that third game.
I mean, I think we'd both be okay with that.
Right? Absolutely.
That means we made it pretty far, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, head coach Rodney Brown, congratulations. Go celebrate. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Head coach Rodney Brown of the River Valley Vikings as we take a look. Welcome back in, Mark Bollinger. As we take a look at the stats, and thank you, Mark, for keeping all these stats. We have updated team stats here. River Valley did great defensively. 14 of 39 for twos was Lyndon McKinley, only 5 of 22 from 3. That's some really good numbers. You're shooting about what?
30%? 31% on the night.
From 2, yeah.
Well, overall, and coming in, I mean, that's, Roddy and I talked about that, and you and I talked about in the broadcast, just the fact that when you watch the game film from Lyndon, the one thing they love to do is drive it and kick it, drive it and pitch it. And River Valley just didn't let them do that. There were a couple times tonight, Lyndon was able to drive it, make the pass, and then make the one more to get a couple looks. But it only happened 2 or 3 times. Other than that, it was just solid River Valley defense. Just everything was contested, and Lyndon just had no answers, just no sets to run.
River Valley, 33% from 3. I know that math. 4-16, 22 of 36 from 2, so that's over 50%. Correct?
4-16, 25%.
4 of 16, 25. Yeah, nope. See,
hey, it's okay.
33. I saw the 30.
All that matters is the score.
I math well, folks. But 22 of 36, that's over 50% from 2.
Yeah,
I know that
shot
one.
It very well.
4 of 6. Good Lord. This is like game 17 of 12 days, so I need a break. But I'm not going to because I love calling basketball. Vikings out-rebounded overall by 1 on the offensive glass, but they made up for it 13-9 turnovers and also 10 of 14 from the line. So, the three-point shooting was good, but the inside game, the turnovers, the composure, I should say, was the big thing for River Valley tonight.
And the difference was River Valley's looks were open and easy.
Yes.
Lyndon McKinley, everything was contested, and that was the difference in the ball game. And River Valley wins 66-55, and moving on Saturday afternoon.
3:30 tip. You'll have it live and free on the OH Report against number 1 Bishop Hartley. McKinley finishes 17-7. Before we get out of here, some final statistics scoring for both sides. Phillip Towns also finished with a game-high 31 points. Kevin Darthead the third, 11, 9 from Emmanuel Towns, 4 from Donald Milton. As for the Vikings, Smith, our MVP, 31 points, easily a double-double for him this evening. Chase Ebert took a charge. Love taking charges. That's a great thing. 16 points. Chase Smith with 7. Aiden Kenny with 6. Carter Myers, a huge 4 points in that fourth quarter for the freshman. Probably 4 points, 5 rebounds, a block as well to help out in his first ever district tournament game. I crack under the pressure in the fourth quarter if I had to do that. He did the direct opposite. And then Xavier Hensel finishes with 2.
Well, I'm really glad that Coach Brown told the story about Sawyer Weston telling Coach Brown to, to keep him in the game, because the one thing that you really separates this River Valley team from a lot of other teams is they are a unit. They don't care. You know, Carson Smith had a game-high 31 points tonight. I guarantee you, if you went to him and said, Carson, you're going to score 12, but you're still going to win, he'd take it.
Fine, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Anybody.
This team, just all they care about is winning, and that's going to pay huge dividends on Saturday, I believe.
Score by quarter, 21-6 River Valley, and that was pretty much the difference right there, the way they were able to start. 14-12 Lyndon McKinley in the second to make it 33-20 River Valley at the break. 20-15 Lyndon McKinley in the third to make it 48-40. It was 46-40 before Hensel hit that layup right before the buzzer. And then the long break. Out of the break, River Valley an 18-15 fourth quarter, 66-55 the final. Coach, any final words?
Well, exciting game tonight. Great job by the Vikings. Get a chance to go Saturday and take on #1 seed Bishop Hartley. For Viking fans that aren't going to Central Crossing, make sure you tune in here.
Live and free.
Have it live and free, but it should be a great matchup. And as I said, really feel good about the Vikings' chances of cutting down the nets and taking a district title.
So tomorrow, Madeline and I will be at Perry High School for Loudonville's game against Danbury. If Loudonville wins, we're expecting them to win. Her and I will be at Perry on Saturday, but if for some reason Loudonville's upset, we're back at it on Saturday, sir, all right?
That sounds good. Tomorrow night I'm going to play the role of a fan, and I'm going over to watch a couple really good basketball games at Ontario.
Hey, and you know what? River Valley fans, Shelby fans are rooting for you tonight. Why don't you go right back out there, watch the games, because nonetheless, those are going to be amazing games. Mansfield, we'll bring up the bracket one more time before we get out of here, but Mansfield Senior Shelby, that was a battle the first time at Mansfield Senior. Shelby pulled out the win. And then Lexington Willard, you remember last year, it was a steal by Fogel and a dunk at the buzzer to knock off Willard. You know Max Dawson wants that payback. He scored 31 against Shelby at home in their senior night game. Shelby pulled away late with the 20-point victory, but Max Dawson, the real deal. Max Dawson, Alex Bruscotter, Braden Fogel, three of the best players, I believe, in Division II, going at it, along with Carson Smith, I should say, but three really good players in the same district. I mean,
tomorrow's going to be entertaining.
Any basketball fan, you need to tune in live and free, because that is going to be a fun time. But I'm going to get out of here and try and get my voice back for tomorrow, because we have more action coming your way. I want to thank everybody that helped make things possible tonight. First of all, as always, great job, Madeline. High five for you. Also, for Mark Bollinger, it is always a pleasure to call games with you. I have a blast.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It was a good time.
I want to thank our sponsors, Matthews Auto Group, our scoreboard, pregame, halftime, postgame sponsor, Arkler Middle, our MVP sponsor. Also, our timeout sponsor and instant replay sponsor, Krista Smith, the Agency Real Estate Group. I want to thank our commercial sponsors, Marion County Now, as well as Spherion Mid-Ohio. I want to thank the fine folks here at Big Walnut, as always throughout the season, too, for allowing us to be here to cover Big Walnut basketball, girls and boys, and this district semifinal, and the OHSAA for allowing us to bring you these games live and free. River Valley, back to the district championship for the second consecutive year. They beat McKinley 66-55. For Mark Bollinger, Madeline Zazzuto, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from Sunbury.